What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over all 52 guns in Fortnite and ranking them from worst to best. There's currently only about 30 weapons in the game, but we're going to be going over vaulted and unvaulted weapons. So we're going to start off with our number 52 spot, which is currently not in creative, so you will not see any gameplay of it. And it is the machine pistol, or the old SMG. And by the way, we're going to be looking at this list in 5 different tiers. And from 52 down to 40 is going to be our D trash tier. And the machine pistol is just, it was only in the game until about Season 2. It does low damage, low accuracy, low mag, low DPS. It just was probably the worst weapon ever in Fortnite. Now at number 51, we have the Fiend Hunter Crossbow. This weapon was mainly only added into the game to kill zombies, so I don't really have a spot in my heart for it at all. When it was in the game, I didn't even pick it up, because the original crossbow wasn't much better for me. I mean, it's going to be, both of these weapons are in the trash tier. Just normal scope crossbow. Plus, this one only did about 40 damage to players, 100 to zombies, but we're looking at this list on damage to players, so doesn't really count as a weapon, but we put it on the list just to make it fair. So our 50 spot is going to be the scope revolver, another weapon, our first weapon that I can show. Very inaccurate. You can definitely not hit shots easily with this. The weird hit fire with the scope, I never really felt like it belonged in the game. When it came out, I was really excited for it because at the time the revolver was not in the game. They were going to add a scope revolver, and I was really excited for that weapon, but it only did lower damage than a common revolver, and it just turned out to be an absolute trash bag. And inaccurate. I think it's better without the scope when you're using it, honestly. Number 49, we're going to have the pistols. This weapon is a weapon that you can use at the start of the game, but other than that, it is a garbage can. It does 24 damage. Very inaccurate weapon. Been in the game since the beginning. It's always been one of those awful weapons that nobody really likes, and the silenced pistol just outdoes it. The deagle just outdoes it. The worst pistol in Fortnite. Number 48, we have the 6-shooter. This weapon is a bit of a controversial pick, but it came out for the Fortnite event for the Deadfire skin. Great damage, great accuracy, great way to find bullets, low magazine. The magazine is only 6 for this thing. The DPS is very high. I'd like this thing a lot more if it had more than 6 magazine. ARs usually have about 30, and this has 6. I can't get over how bad this thing is. And plus, it doesn't even have a spot in my inventory. Another one of those pistols that doesn't really belong in the game. So as we move on to number 47, we have another trash pistol, just better than the past 2. It's the suppressed. This one doesn't do much for me either. Another one that doesn't have spot in my inventory. Definitely a nice step up from the pistol and the 6-shooter. Has a bigger mag at 18, just like the normal pistol. Blue and purple rarities. You can definitely get some damage done with this thing. And, you can use it. Not a good weapon at all, but you definitely could use it at times. Number 46, the lowest ranking shotgun on this list is the drum shotgun. The only shotgun I really feel like that's ever been in the game that really does not belong, and it's really bad. It's automatic, but the damage is just so low and the spread is just so big that you can't do basically any damage with it to players. Gameplay you're seeing right here is just me just taking down these little dummies, but they're dummies. This thing looks like a beast when it first came out. I was really looking forward to it because of the drum gun's return. It came out only a couple weeks into Season 9. And it really was let down. The drum gun just outdoes it by a lot. And That's why it's getting the bottom of the road 46 ranking. Now we're going to move up to 45, and it is going to be actually, surprisingly to you guys, the newly added automatic sniper rifle. Another big oopsie for Fortnite. They only added the blue version of this into creative. So Fortnite, you gotta add the epic and legendary ones too. This gun is trash. It came out last week, and since then, it's just not doing it for me. I mean, it does take medium bullets, but that's probably the only good thing I have to say about it. It's got this weird spread. It shoots really fast, so you can't really... The damage is super low. I'd take any sniper over this new weapon. I'm sorry, Fortnite, but you didn't do a great job with this one. I'm not a fan. Moving on to number 44, we have the standard or Cupid's crossbow. This is the other crossbow that has the scope, and it is a significant step up from the Fiend Hunter crossbow against players. Headshot does not kill someone. That's a problem I have with it. Inaccurate as heck. You can't do damage with it. 79 and then 197 for the headshot with the purple is not bad. Leaves a player at 3 HP at the most, but I just prefer scoped weapons that just get the one-shot headshot kill. And I mean, you can no-scope with it, but that's really much it with this thing. It's definitely, it doesn't have a spot in the inventory. And that's going to be the crossbow at 44. Now we're going to move up to 43, which is, in fact, the minigun. I know a lot of paper players really are a big fan of this thing, and I am not one of them. The wind-up is just one of the mainly disappointing things. I mean, nice damage, but it takes so long to get up and get ready. It takes like a decent 2 seconds to wind up before it starts shooting. And then it's a beast, but it overheats. And the new update with the minigun just doesn't do it for me. I've never really liked the minigun as an SMG in Fortnite at all. Number 42, probably the most surprising pick on the list. I used to rank this at like number 5 out of anything on the list. It is going to be the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is a good weapon. It's good, but you can't kill people with it. I think of this as like the explosive minigun. You can only really tear down structures with it. You can't really kill people with it. And when I find a blue grenade launcher on the ground, I'm like, why do I even need this in the game? You've got the proximity, which is just a whole lot better. And the bullets bounce, and that also doesn't help to be a weapon. It used to be good when it was only this and the rocket launcher in the game. But since then, times have changed, and it has just gone down in popularity. Number 41 is the semi-auto sniper, and this one is, again, not a good sniper, this thing. I've never ever really liked this. It definitely, I think, better than the newly added silenced automatic sniper, just because it can deal more damage, more headshot damage, and I just feel like it's way more accurate, but still in the trash tier. I wouldn't take it over any other sniper. I'd take a Storm Scout, I'd take a Bolt, a Suppressed, I'd take a Heavy, maybe even a Hunting Rifle. Actually, take that back. Always, I'll take a Hunting Rifle over this weapon. Never a fan. Now I'm even less of a fan that they took out the purple and gold ones of this thing. So, Fortnite, not good. Nah, man. Number 40, the last spot in our trash tier. Weapon that's not in creative. It's the guided missile launcher. This thing is a bot garbage can. Only bots use this thing. We all know it. Nothing to say about it. Goodbye. Now here's our meh tier. From number 39 to number 27. So we're going to start off with our last spot in the meh, and it's the Burst SMG. It definitely goes to the bottom of the SMGs. It's definitely a nice... I say this a lot as worst younger brothers, and this one goes to as the worst younger brother to the silenced SMG right now in the game. 4-round burst, hard to hit shots. Well, if you do hit your shots, does a lot of damage, so that's why it's beating out the trash tier, beating out the machine pistol and SMGs, and that's where the burst SMG places on our list. Number 38, we have the standard SMG. I feel like this was a sad weapon that they vaulted. It did good in the game. It kind of grinded. At first, Ninja would take the blue one of these over the compact SMG. Magazine is just so small. Look how fast I'm draining through it. Let's count. About 3.5 seconds of spraying, and that's like nothing for magazine. Damage is pretty low. I mean, it's a decent weapon. It's basically the M16 of assault rifles. I'll take it. It's vaulted, but I mean, I'll take it if I get it in like a Desert Zone War, Old Town Road Zone Wars. It's not bad. I'll use it. Coming in at our next spot, we have a bit of a controversial pick, which is the light machine gun. Now, I'm going to turn it over. It's not my brother talking, but I'm going to just talk. My brother thinks this is the best gun in all of Fortnite, and I don't blame him. It is a spraying machine. It has a lot of magazine. I think, in my opinion, 100 is way too much. It's super inaccurate. My brother does not think so, because he uses it at long range as an assault rifle, and I really feel like it is. The reload time is slow. I just feel like it's not fitting into Fortnite at all. So we're going to move on to number 36, which is the thermal scoped assault rifle. This thing is weird. You've got that cool scope, but it's inaccurate. It shoots really slow, and the magazine is 15, so it's really small. Look how slow it shoots. You can see body heat, but you can just have ears and use like a sniper with the same scope instead, and use your eyes, use your ears. This thing just doesn't fit. The scoped AR is better. Practically every sniper is better. I never take a thermal scoped AR. Number 35, we have our first shotgun that I feel like is good, and it is the common, uncommon, rare tactical. You can do damage with the tactical. It's basically just a plain old beast. You can do damage. It's fast shooting. Magazine's nice. Decent shotgun. Nothing really else to say. Number 34 is the proximity grenade launcher. Certainly a step up from the grenade launcher, and I'm a big fan. It has a scope. Bullets actually can stick to players, and I'm a big fan of this thing. Number 33, we have the common, uncommon, and rare burst assault rifle. This thing can deal a lot of damage. It just is very inaccurate and doesn't have a lot of... It has bloom for the second and third shots. It's very accurate. So you can basically do a big 30 damage and then basically just miss your next two chances of getting 90 damage down with the blue. So that's why I'm ranking the burst decently low. Number 32, significantly better than the thermal, is the normal scoped AR. This thing is obviously better than the thermal in every way. More inaccurate, less damage, but shoots faster, and it has a bigger magazine. What more do you want from that thing? Number 31, we have the dual pistols. The dual pistols are a very weird weapon to have in the game. I don't really feel like they belong in Fortnite. You can do significantly humongous damage with this thing. 88 headshot. You can do double 40s. You can just keep hitting headshots and they're out like a light. Predator Drake and Travis Scott sicko mode. I didn't really like them. Long range, they're useless. Medium range, they're almost useless. Close range, you can use them, but I feel like they're more of a close range than a medium. Number 30, we have the common, uncommon, and rare infantry rifles. The infantry rifle is, I like this weapon. I almost ranked it higher than the M16, but it just doesn't do its thing as good as the M16, which will be our number 29 spot. The M16. The M16 is a very balanced weapon. Probably the most balanced weapon in all of the game. Decent fire rate, decent magazine, decent damage, and I'll pick it up any day. Number 28, we have the revolver at common, uncommon, and rare. Not the epic and legendary. This thing is overall better than anything below this. I feel like this thing is awesome. I really like the revolver. But it just doesn't add up to either of the epic and legendary revolvers or the I almost ranked it higher than the Deagle, but then I realized that the Deagle just outdoes this a little bit. And that will be our number 27 spot, which is in fact the hand cannon or Deagle. I'm not a big fan of the Deagle. I mean, a lot of people really love this thing, but I'm not a huge fan. Smaller magazine, I mean, it takes heavy bullets. I don't really like the fact that it takes heavy bullets. I know a lot of you do, but heavy headshot damage, I only really like this thing if I hit a headshot, so that's the Deagle. Number 26 is the quad launcher, another weird gun. You could do a lot of damage with this thing. You can shoot up to 4 bullets at once before having to reload. A long reload. Definitely better than the proximity grenade launcher and the standard grenade launcher and the guided missile. But there is the rocket launcher just outdoes it a lot, and I feel like this is exactly where I look the quad launcher. I'd pick it up if I found it. It would be in my sniper slot. Until I found a sniper, I definitely use this thing. Now from 25 to 19, we have the good tier of weapons. And we're going to start it off with the epic and legendary revolver or magnum. This thing, again, I only really like it if I hit a headshot, but it's better than the Deagle. It shoots faster, it does less damage, almost as much damage as the Deagle. More accurate, easier to find ammo for it, and I'm a big fan. That's why it's getting in our good tier. Number 24, we have the FAMAS, or the Epic and Legendary Burst AR, as it should be called. This thing should have been one of the greatest guns in the game. I'm not a fan. I never really liked the FAMAS. It's definitely worthy of a good tier, but not worthy of a great or god tier. So that's why it is going to be getting the bottom of the barrel ranking at number. Well, bottom of the barrel for legendary assault rifles at means. It's actually ranking over halfway through our list, so it is a decent weapon. Take it over a standard infantry and M16. It just, again, with the same thing with the burst, it only really hits that first shot, and then that second, you just miss. It's not great. Number 23, we're going to give another little shout-out to my brother for the hunting rifle here. I like the hunting rifle. Better than the semi-auto sniper, better than the automatic sniper. No scope, but the headshot does do more than 200 damage. Shoots really fast. It's worthy of being better than the bolt if it wasn't so inaccurate at very long ranges. I feel like, unlike any other sniper, you can actually use this at medium or close-ish range. So that's why it's getting the decent ranking at 23 out of 52. About a 3 out of 5 star. I like the hunting. Hunting, low body damage, high headshot damage. Good tier gun. I like it. So we're going to move on to number 22, which is the Flint Knock pistol. This thing could be very controversial to all of you guys out there, but the Flint Knock pistol is a beast, and I feel like you can use it more than just be a weapon. You can shoot it at people. It does an 86 and a 90 damage, but most importantly, you can save yourself from fall damage. You can impulse people off of cliffs. You can impulse yourself off of cliffs. You can impulse your brother off of cliffs. That's why I like the Flint Knock pistol. At the next spot, at number 21, we have the epic and legendary Storm Scout snipers. I feel like this thing is a major. You can track the storm. I don't really feel like this thing does great body damage. Headshot damage over 200 I like. It's hard to hit it though. Main thing I really like this is it tracks the storm. I feel like it's just a much better version of the semi-auto sniper. I'm glad I don't know why they made it green and blue now. About the same damage as the hunting rifle, a little less. That's just because it has 6 magazine, and it is a killing machine. I like it. Now, our last spot, just missing the great A tier of weapons, is the epic and legendary infantry rifle. The infantry rifle, epic and legendary, is great. I like it better than the FAMAS. Most people would not agree with me. It was definitely, it was kind of a tough pick bringing either this or the TAC AR higher, but it had to go to the TAC AR just because I love the TAC AR. This thing has range. It doesn't have drop-off, which is a big surprise. Heavy damage. More magazine than the standard infantry, and that's why I'm giving it the very high ranking. Now we're going to start from number 19 all the way down to number 4 is the A great tier. Number 19 is the suppressed sniper rifle. I like this suppressed sniper. It's definitely a decent weapon. You can use it at basically medium to long range. It is silenced. It is big, so it stands out from your character. That's why I don't like it too much. Headshot is well over 200 damage. Body shot is 100 plus damage at the gold. 100 at the purple. I really think they should have had a blue, purple, and gold of this thing. But I'm a big fan of this. Number 18, we have the green and blue pump. Only our third shotgun on the list. Shotguns are going to be very spread out till the end. My brother, he really loves the blue pump. He doesn't like the green as much. And I understand him. The green doesn't do over 100 damage body. The blue does. The blue can be a one-shot kill. They completely buffed these when they added the epic and legendary pumps to the game. And that's why this thing is getting the monstrous nice. Number 16 on our list. I'm sorry, 17, the tactical assault rifle. Rare, epic, legendary. Great weapon. Big fan. I take it more of an SMG than an assault rifle. Every way better than the M1 Grand. And that's practically all I have to say about it. Number 16, we have a pretty low ranking for this one, but it is the compact submachine gun. This thing is a beast. You could deal lots of damage. 40 magazine. I just don't think it tops out the suppressed or tactical SMGs. I really think it's just a bit inaccurate. You can hit a lot of damage with this thing. If you're close up, it's a beast. That's why it gets A tier ranking. Number 15 is the Bolt Sniper. Another oopsie by Fortnite. They did not add the gold bolt in creative when it returned. So please do, Fortnite. It is better than the suppressed in every way. 262, 275, 290 for the gold at headshot. This thing is a beast in practically every way. I was a little bit bummed when they vaulted it, but I'm really happy that it's back in the game. And the Bolt is just the second best sniper in the game. All out. Now we're going to talk about 14 and 13 at the same time. Number 14, we have the suppressed SMG. And number 13, we have the tactical SMG. Both of these weapons are better than the compact. The suppressed is very accurate, slow shooting, lots of damage. While the tactical is a little bit more inaccurate, but a little bit less damage, but really fast shooting. I feel like the tactical is just better because it has a bit more magazine than the suppressed. The suppressed is definitely the best SMG in the game right now. So that's why the suppressed is getting 14 and the tac is getting 13. So that's what we're looking at. Number 12, we have another legendary assault rifle, which is the silenced assault rifle. It is very good. They removed it. I was very sad. Your first couple shots are always very accurate with this thing. But then your last couple shots, actually most of your last shots, you can barely hit. That's why it is not top 10 worthy. Number 11, we have the epic and legendary tactical shotgun. This thing is a beast. You can do lots of damage. It eats at close range. You can wipe off someone's shield. It is a good, not as good brother to the combat shotty. and that's where it ranks at number 11, but not top 10 worthy. But what is top 10 worthy, vaulted at number 10, we have the heavy shotgun. And then at number 9, we have the double barrel shotgun. I'm going to talk about both of these at the same time. They were both tied for the best shotgun in the game back then until they added the pump. Heavy shotgun, slower shooting, really good range, bigger mag. Double barrel, small mag, close range, heavy damage at close range. Big spread on the double barrel. That's why I just think the double barrel is significantly better than the heavy. They're both very nice weapons, and that's where they're going to rank on the list. Now, number 8, we have the boom bow. Boom bow is OP. I've always thought it was an OP weapon from the start, but it was in the game, so it's on the list. Top 10 worthy, definitely. Top 5 worthy, I don't know. I didn't put it top 5. I put it number 8 because it had 2 ways of shooting. You could just shoot this like no-scope bomb that does like 15 damage to multiple players, or you could shoot this like little snipe that does 100 to 115 damage to maximum 1 player. I count it as like a sniper explosive mix bow thing. Fortnite calls it a MISC, like the proximity grenade launcher. That's why I'm just a bit confused with this thing. So that's why it's getting number 8. I never really found it that much anyway. Number 7, highest ranking explosive. I think this is exactly where it belongs. And you all know it. It's the rocket. The rocket is the best explosive in the game. It's great. It's good. It does multiple damage. Most damage of any explosive in the game. Not most damage of any weapon in the game. Second most damage of any weapon in the game. I believe I'm right. Tied with the bolt for second most damage in the game. But we all know what the most is. We'll see that later. Number 6, we're going to go back to my brother. It is the most OP thing that has ever been in the game, and it is the drum gun. The drum gun is an insane weapon. It has a 40, it was nerfed to 40. It was nerfed, so it's definitely not as good now. It's still an absolute god. Everything I like is in the drum gun. Number 5, we have, and this gun just made top 5 worthy. Might be a bit surprising, but it is the heavy AR. We all like it. We're talking about the rare, epic, and legendary one, not the common, uncommon, absolute crap. We're talking about this one. It's really good. We all like it. Good. 40 damage, 96 headshot for the gold. It's just a beast. Now, the number 1 spot on the A great tier and the number 4 spot on the list is the epic and legendary pump. The epic and legendary pump is clearly a great weapon. Best shotgun in the game until we had another shotgun introduced, which was in fact the combat, which we'll see later. We will be doing, this is probably the best weapon in the game for most of you, but that not for me. I really like it. Heavy damage, lots of DPS. Never mind, not lots of DPS, lots of mag. Close range, it is probably the best gun in Fortnite. Now, number 3, 2, and 1, I'm just going to make it all a tie. I'm going to make it all the S tier, the God tier. It's all a tie with the gold Scar, the gold combat shotty, and the gold heavy sniper. An average player can use the Scar greatly. A bad player can use the combat greatly, and a very good player can use the heavy greatly. That's why I feel like these things all match up in good. Scar, probably the most balanced gun in the game, all I have to say. Combat, probably the most unbalanced gun in the game. Long range, DPS, it shoots 2 shots a second, about a 150 DPS. I'm liking it. It's a good weapon. And finally, the heavy sniper. This is not our number 1 spot. All 3 of these are our number 1 spots. And all 3 of them are our number 3 and 2 spots. This thing is slow to reload, but the fastest killing machine in the game. Does the most damage of anything ever in the game. So that's going to wrap up our video for today, guys. We'll see you guys later in the next one. Goodbye.